flaw with this weapon is it makes everything too easy.
What's up, Mike? How you doing today? My name is Nigel Chambers. I'm from Pickle Belt Media. Super excited to talk to you today with your new project, ALARUM, which is going to be in theaters on demand and digital January 17th. How you feeling, buddy?
Thank you.
Okay, so it's funny because a question I had, and in these press days and preparing for them and whatnot, I kind of saw that I was towards the end of your day. So I know you had so many questions, people asked you, so many amazing journalists before me. So funny enough, my first question I was going to ask you was there a particular element of the filmmaker, you directing here, obviously, that no one has asked you about that you've been really excited to share or to talk about, whether it was other collaborators or cast? I mean, just getting to this point, is there anything that you really wanted to get off your chest to discuss?
We just spoke about this. Nobody's asked about dismembering a body to get information. That
I
one,
It was good,
come on,
boy.
let's call it reaching into the cavity, right? That's what it is. You gotta get into the cavity to get some information in this film. That's probably the fun part right there.
That was absolutely amazing. And with these action films, at this rate now, there's so many good ones, and people, including yourself, are really finding more and more unique ways to add a little sprinkle on top of everything on it. And that was definitely one of the highlights of the film. Now, with all the twists and turns, and you just take a look at your cast here, it's so funny that everybody that is a part of this are easily nice, likable people that step into these characters where initially you're like, I like this person. You want to tend to lean on the positive side with them. And then one moment you're like, oh, maybe they're a good guy. And then the next moment you're a bad guy. And there's so many
Those are those are
backstabbing
spies,
happening.
brother. Those are spies. Those are
That's
spies.
right.
Yeah, you gotta
So I want,
remember.
so I want to know because typically a lot of people do not get the opportunity to have cast members and to be able to play them on both sides of the table, both as in wrestling, they like to call it a heel in the face, but obviously protagonist, antagonist, good guy, bad guy here. So what was it like for you to be able to utilize their skills and just their history of all the work they've done all through Hollywood to be able to use them on both sides here?
It's all about chemistry, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Create
is.
chemistry. You like them enough for them to do bad. And this could be a good wrestling movie with that metaphor. It is that.
Yeah.
You trust them. When you get to trust Willa and you get to trust Scott, and you're always going to trust Stallone. He can do no wrong.
Literally, but this might be like the second or third film where I had that same thought of like, you can always trust alone until you watch the
You
film.
know,
You're
he's like
like, yeah.
Stallone doesn't die on film either. He doesn't die. You can't kill
God,
Stallone. There's no way of killing him.
yeah, 1,000%. I feel like him and like Jason Statham were like the biggest cheat codes of all time when it comes down to action. Like they just don't die. It doesn't matter what you see on screen, they don't die.
They can outrun anything.
Yeah. The beauty of this film is that we get thrown really in the midst. The beginning scene really sets the tone, but there's still so much intrigue in terms of how we even got to that point. And even at the end of the film, you're still wanting more. Uh, I think by maybe that halfway point of the film, I started to play around with the idea of like, man, this will be fantastic as something episodic. And then ultimately, when I got to the end of the film, I'm like, well, just give me a damn sequel. I don't care how we get done. I still want more film. I just want to know with you as the director and obviously with your writer Alexander here, where have y'all truly talked about exploring this film? Because it's obviously there's more we want to you all want to tell here.
Let's go somewhere warm. Let's have some more fun. Let's spend some more money. Let's play with
Yeah.
more toys. It's all been talked about. We're getting a good response and from this film, and I agree. Having Scott and Willa again and having Stallone, that would be another treasure.
Yeah.
It would be really fun to work with him again.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm with it. I'll be here for that.
But let's make it
Um,
Make it warm. Let's go to the Bahamas or something.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on the East Coast, and I can tell you right now that they can have all this snow, ship
Trinidad
it
would be,
wherever they want.
Jamaica would be great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because
And we can
Stallone in the jungle. That's exactly what we want, right?
yeah, then we have to have like commando style stuff.
You already know. And you
Yeah,
see what this see, that's the real question I'm sure nobody's asked. Everybody always asks, how is it like to work with Sylvester Stallone? To me, it's like when you are the director and you get to put toys in Shy's hand, obviously with the whatever that type of shotgun that he had here. What was it? What is sort of that when you get to become essentially Santa Claus and say, so this is what you're using in this one. And
yeah,
we know we've seen him with 40 cows, all sorts of
yeah.
different things, Bowie knives. So what was it
Yeah.
like to present that for him?
It's got to separate the boys from the men. Bigger is always better. Bigger is always better. And you work with a veteran like him, it's like a sports analogy, when you say you got a veteran receiver, that sucker's going to run the route every
You know
time.
it.
You
You
know he's
know
going to
it.
stick it. He's going to
Sits
stick
on the
it.
board every time.
All I have to do is make sure the ball's there.
Yeah.
My
I love
responsibility.
it.
Yeah.
And obviously he's just a bucket of knowledge and not only just as the action star, as I like to call him, but like he has plenty of director credits as well too. So for you, obviously there's a moment of sidebarring and rather just picking off knowledge or just having a quick laugh with him. What are some of those moments you kind of look back and kind of cherish about working with him?
He knows how scenes work. He knows if they're not working. Those conversations were very helpful for me because his knowledge that he brings, and he's very quick about it. He knows exactly how things work, and he'll do it right in front of you, and we get things done. And that's just having a lot of knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of like dating and finding your partner in the world, I mean, this is the one that just you hope it doesn't happen this way, but in
Oh,
fact, here we are. I gotta ask you when you had Scott. I can't say enough about Scott. Scott is truly just the next premier actor when it comes
he's
down
it.
to this
On
genre.
top of
He's it.
he's he's the next superstar. There isn't anybody like him. He's got charm, brings a lot of history. His father's great. He learned a lot of good things. He works really hard.
Yeah.
I know when I work with them that we're working with somebody special.
Yes, absolutely. I've always seen him in no matter big budget, independent, 110% in his performances every single time. And Wilma is another person I can say that about. So obviously when you when and again, you have all these other big names around too, but when you have your core principal cast and those are your two that's going to take us on this ride, I want to know what you was there any conversation that maybe even charmed you about their chemistry, not only the romantic side of things, but like actually seeing two badasses go out there and do the work. Like, is there anything that kind of sticks out to you from the time?
The dinner table scene. Willa sat down and it was instant. She directed what was going on. Felt like we were at the same dinner table. She was magic. She's so sharp and so talented that you wouldn't know that the person you're standing next to talking about this scene was they sit down, they've just become magic. She's very
Yeah.
magic. We have something special on our hands.
Yeah, yeah. This I got pink for last question, but I definitely have to ask the drone scene, man. I mean, at that rate now, I was already like, God damn, this is good. But after that, I was like, okay, okay, now we're playing. So like, if
Yeah.
that's what you wanted to bring for this, I got to know as the gears are turning, you're getting a good reception in now. Where are you trying to go in terms of technology for the next film?
Drones are a fun thing to do. I would never say this, but a submarine would be great. I'm
Ooh.
gonna say that. No, we can't do that. But yeah, the idea that where we're at with computers and AI, obviously, the plethora of storylines, misinformation,
Yeah.
good for spies.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I really, really, really appreciate the time. Oddly enough, as this is an action film, they got this thing called the Chainsaw Awards at the end of the year, where they
Yeah.
highlight best kills. It's funny that I'm somehow, somewhere going to have to talk to some of my horror buddies and say, like, hey, listen, I know this isn't a horror film, but this kill here might need to be in this conversation. So
Yeah.
all that and more with this. This is a fantastic film, and I really look forward to seeing what you all cook up next because I need more. That's
I'll
just
take a
really.
chainsaw award any day, brother. Any day. I'll take it.
Sounds good. Michael, thank you so much for your time. Of
Appreciate
course, you could check out Alarm in theaters on demand and digital January 17th. It's been a pleasure to talk to you today.
it.